Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 27th of February 2025 and unfortunately guys, the price of Bitcoin in the global cryptocurrency market looks like it is on a complete bloodbath and the price of Bitcoin is well below the $84,000 mark. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what is going on in the cryptocurrency world. But look guys, there are things at a geopolitical level that is causing the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to go down, and I very strongly feel guys in the next coming weeks and months things will definitely be looking great for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now what is a bit ironic guys is, think of this for 1 second, the price of Bitcoin is $83,000 and if you look at the market sentiment, it is at extreme fear. What a crazy world to be alive in, isn't it? Imagine guys telling this to someone who got introduced to Bitcoin in 2017 or even in 2020. I'm really curious to check what their response would be. So look guys, I do feel we need to look at the historical context of the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as well. Now in today's episode guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover. Now the first news I'd like to talk about is regarding GameStop, and there is a very high possibility guys that they may actually go ahead and put $5 billion worth of Bitcoin into the balance sheet, and the reason is pretty simple guys. They have received a proposal from Strife Asset Management, and the proposal actually discusses converting $5 billion worth of cash into Bitcoin reserves, so we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Now one of the reasons why this is so important guys is because Strive was co-founded by Vivek Ramaswamy, who I very strongly feel will be the President of the United States of America. So it is great that presidential candidates are massive advocates of Bitcoin. Now the next three news guys unfortunately are not great for the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and the first one I'd like to talk about is regarding GitHub. And there are a lot of notorious actors. They are putting out fake GitHub repositories, and in doing so guys, they are managing to go ahead and steal a lot of your cryptocurrencies. So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and give an in-depth analysis on this, and I'll go ahead and discuss what is it that they are doing regarding fake repositories. I'll also go ahead and touch base on some technical things, that is malicious payloads, and we'll also go ahead and look at data theft and global reach. Now look guys, unfortunately news suggests this is definitely not good, isn't it? So what I'll also do is guys, I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on ways on how you can take preventive measures. So let me know guys what are your thoughts regarding this. Now the next news guys is connected to a hack, and this is to do with Pump.fun, and looks like the social media account has been compromised, and this news guys has been identified by on-chain detective Zach XBT, so we'll definitely go ahead and look at that. Now in the meantime guys, I would definitely advise you to have a lot of cautions when you're looking at social media posts by Pump.fun. Now it's going to be really interesting to see when this thing gets solved. Now the funny news guys that I'm going to be talking about is connected to India, and looks like the CBI of India, that is Central Bureau of Investigation guys, they are conducting a nationwide raids, but this is connected to a Bitcoin scam dating over a decade ago, and looks like there were well over 8,000 investors who were defrauded on this. Now I'm pretty much sure guys there will be a cheesy Bollywood movie coming up on this as well, but nonetheless guys in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode actually, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news guys are connected to artificial intelligence. The first one guys is from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia CQR, they have raised $3 million to scale AI capabilities. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore this news. Now the next news guys is connected to Italy and United Arab Emirates. And both the nations guys, they have signed 3 investment memoranda. And this is to facilitate cooperation in pharmaceutical minerals, data centers and artificial intelligence. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what this news is all about. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm, and here's the beautiful thing guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv, And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMD scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now look, guys, unfortunately the numbers are definitely not looking great, and if you look at the prices via CoinMarketCap, guys, looks like there's complete bloodbath in it. And more importantly, guys, if you look at the market sentiment, it is at extreme fear, and the number associated is 21. Now you can make an argument, guys, when the market sentiment is extreme fear, that is actually the best time to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And there's always this saying, whenever there is a dip, treat it as a gift. Because look, guys, when you talk about the demand and supply for Bitcoin, we all know at this point of time that the supply is fixed and it is only the demand that would be fluctuating. So it is an ideal time to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin. Because as and when we get any updates regarding Bitcoin Reserve, there's only one direction in which the price of Bitcoin will be heading towards, isn't it? Now look, guys, in my episode that I released yesterday, that is the 26th of February, I talked about President Donald Trump's move on how he's trying to end the war between Russia and Ukraine, as well as put an end to the catastrophic that is done by the Biden administration between Israel and Palestine. And it is just a matter of time, guys, when the geopolitical chaos completely calms down. And during that time, guys, if you do get any news regarding Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, there is only one direction where the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies could be heading towards, isn't it? But look, guys, whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice, and make sure you go out and do your own research. But regarding research, guys, I can only stress about looking at fake news mainstream media, especially news channels like MSNBC, CNN, BBC, or even Fox News for that matter. I think it is high time that we go and start looking at information from first source. Now, regarding President Donald Trump, guys, the best way to get information from first source is the White House website. All of his executive actions are over there. And then, guys, go and listen to the entire interview, and all of his interviews are published on the White House YouTube channel as well. And look, guys, mainstream media is putting out a completely different narrative regarding President Donald Trump, and unfortunately, because of that, it is directly and indirectly impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, granted, guys, one of the reasons why the prices have gone down is also because of the unfortunate hack in Bybit, and it was one of the largest hacks in the cryptocurrency space, isn't it? So let's see, guys, if we do get any positive news at the geopolitical level, I'm pretty much sure that'll definitely be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, that thing being said, guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency snapshot, today the global cryptocurrency market is at $2.81 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 1.55%. And if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, it is at $128.59 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it is actually down by 39.19%. Now, if you look at the volume of decentralized finance, guys, I've been saying this for almost 2 years now. No matter what happens at the geopolitical level, ETF approval on Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, the hype regarding artificial intelligence and meme coins, the volume on decentralized finance is extremely low. And today it is only at $8.42 billion. And DeFi, guys, as of today, is accounting for 6.55% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And if you look at the total value locked, guys, today it is at $100 billion. Now, one matrix, guys, that I'm definitely keeping an eye on, that is decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, and today it is at 45.79%. Now, look, guys, this number might definitely sound great, but I wouldn't be surprised out of this 45.79%. Centralized exchanges may be accounting for 30%, maybe even 35 to 38% of the total volume. So these are things you need to factor in as well. It would be great, guys. Let's say if decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is accounting for, let's say, 40 to 60%, but over 90% of these transactions should be like people like you and me who are using this on a daily basis, and definitely not centralized exchanges. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure, to be completely honest. Now let's take a deep dive into the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchanges, and because SEC has shut down the investigation regarding Uniswap, guys, looks like its volume has been picking up pace, and today Uniswap is at number 1, and its 24-hour volume is $4.46 billion. PancakeSwap, guys, is at number 2, and its 24-hour volume is $2.47 billion. Now there's a new decentralized exchange which has been consistently in the top 5, and that is Fluid, and today, guys, it is at number 3, and its 24-hour volume is $1 billion. Aerodrome, guys, is at number 4, and its 24-hour volume is below the $1 billion mark. It is at $814.25 million. Meteor, guys, is at number 5, and its 24-hour volume is $783.08 million. Now look, guys, one of the reasons why these numbers are so disappointing, because since the last 4 days, guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have been falling down miserably, isn't it? And ideally speaking, guys, this should be the time when people should be using a lot of decentralized exchanges. But that is not what has been happening, isn't it? Is the world really ready for decentralization? Let me know what your thoughts regarding this. Now let's go and look at the volume of stablecoins. And unfortunately, guys, I'm not content with these numbers. Yesterday, the volume was around the $200 billion mark, isn't it? So I was kind of okay with that number. But today, guys, that is the 27th of February, the volume of stablecoins is at $122.14 billion. And stablecoins, guys, as of today, is accounting for 95.05% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $122.18 billion, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for a majority of the chunk, and the 24-hour volume is $107.02 billion. Circle USDC is at number 2, and its 24-hour volume is $10.10 billion. Now, regarding Circle USDC, guys, Jeremy Olayo, who's the CEO of Circle, did actually put out a statement regarding regulations in the United States of America, and he was talking about that stablecoin should be regulated in US. I personally 100% agree to it, guys, because look, when you talk about stablecoin issuers, they are a centralized entity, and they are the ones who are issuing these stablecoins, isn't it? So regulations in this case does make 100% sense. And he also kind of took a jab regarding Tether USDT, guys, because look, that is market and crypto asset regulations in Europe. Tether has decided not to be compliant, whereas Circle on the other hand, they were one of the first to be MiCA compliant. Now look guys, me personally am definitely not in favor of regulations, but when you talk about stablecoin issuers, they are a centralized entity, and according to me guys, they should be 100% regulated, or else it will be notorious players and cartel members, or maybe politicians from Democratic side who might go ahead and start issuing stable coins. So keeping that thing in mind guys, I do agree with what Jeremy Elia is saying, and regulations are definitely needed for stable coins. And regarding Circle USDC in UAE guys, they've already been acknowledged as a stablecoin by the IFC, that is Dubai International Finance Center. So definitely positive news for Circle and USDC. Now guys, let's go and look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin guys, today it is at 60.05%. Now I'm really curious to check if we do get any positive news over the weekend guys, and I'm pretty much sure any positive news at a geopolitical level will directly and indirectly impact the dominance of Bitcoin as well. Because look guys, right now the world is heading towards world peace, and if there's world peace and geopolitical stability guys, things will definitely be looking good for the entire world, and that will directly and indirectly impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well. Now if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, it is at 60.05%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is at 10.28%. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $55.93 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $23.49 billion. Now one matrix guys which I'm definitely not liking, that is the market cap of Bitcoin. And check this out guys, Bitcoin's market cap is down to $1.66 trillion. This is absolutely scary, isn't it? Just little over 3 weeks ago guys, Bitcoin's market cap was well above the $2 trillion mark, and I was actually anticipating the market cap of Bitcoin to cross the $2.5 trillion mark. But look, there are unfortunate situations such as the Bybit hack, and that has definitely impacted the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now it's really important to note guys, what happened to Bybit could happen to other exchanges as well. So we definitely need to be aware of these factors, and the cryptocurrency world is always filled with some drama and wild scenarios. And even if you look at the market cap of Ethereum guys, it is actually down to $276 billion. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, go ahead and listen to my episode that I released 2 weeks ago, and I clearly stated if there is any notorious activity going on, and if fake news mainstream media goes ahead and puts in their own narrative, the market cap of Bitcoin will actually go below the $1.75 trillion mark. But look, looks like the market cap has gone well below that as well. So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, go ahead and listen to my episode that I released 2 weeks ago, and looks like whatever I said did actually turn into existence. Now every day guys, in the blockchain DXB Crypto and Coffee at 8 series, I tend to look at one new matrix, isn't it? And today what I want to do is guys, I want to look at the top 5 real world asset tokens by market capitalization, and the first one is Chainlink, and its market cap so far as real world asset tokens is concerned guys, is at $9.44 billion. Now look guys, I've said this thing so many times, so far as Chainlink is concerned, one of the game changer that they have introduced is CCIP, that is cross-chain interoperability protocol, and I do feel guys that will be an absolute game changer in the industry, and because of that they're definitely leading the pack. Now the number second so far as real world asset token by market capitalization is concerned is Avalanche, and its market cap is at $8.76 billion. Hedera guys is at number 3rd, its market cap is $7.92 billion. Mantra is at number 4th, its market cap is at $7.05 billion. And Nondo guys is at number 5th, and its market cap is at $2.93 billion. Now guys, let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin right now is $83,915. Now there's a very high possibility guys, by the time you're listening to the episode, the price of Bitcoin would have gone below the $80,000 mark, or maybe about the $85,000 mark as well. But since the last 24 hours guys, the price of Bitcoin is down by 3.65%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 12.33%. Ethereum guys is at $2,284, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 5.68%, and since the last 7 days it is actually down by 15.52%. Ripple or XRP is at $2.15, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 2.15%, and since the last 7 days guys, the price of Ripple or XRP is down by 18.77%. Now look guys, the only thing I can say is, keep a track on what is going on in the geopolitical world, and we might be getting some positive news regarding world peace, and that news, guys, will directly and indirectly be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now let's talk about a really interesting proposal by a company that is co-founded by Vivek Ramaswamy and Strive Asset Management, guys. They did actually give a proposal to GameStop, and the CEO of GameStop, guys, did actually put this information via X, and what the proposal actually states is that GameStop should convert $5 billion in cash reserves into Bitcoin, and they should be aiming to make it the top Bitcoin treasury in gaming. And the CEO, guys, has definitely acknowledged the proposal as well, but he hasn't commented anything further. In his Twitter or X, guys, he has only said that they have received a letter. Now look, guys, one of the reasons why I particularly like this news is because so far as Strive Asset Management is concerned, it is actually co-founded by ex-presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, who I very strongly feel, guys, could be the next president of United States of America. Now in the show notes below, guys, there is the entire letter, and the letter does actually argue that Bitcoin is a superior alternative to holding cash, and they also describe cash as shrinking asset, and this is due to inflation, isn't it? So look, guys, at a macro level, Bitcoin is already overtaking cash, isn't it? And it is just a matter of time, maybe a couple of years, where Bitcoin is overtaking gold as well. So let's see, guys, if the narrative regarding Bitcoin as digital gold turns out to be true. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss some unfortunate news, and this is connected to GitHub. And this entire drama, guys, is called as GitVenom. And what has happened, guys, is hackers are spreading crypto stealing malware through fake GitHub repositories, and they're doing this in a campaign called as GitVenom. And what is really crazy, guys, is they're actually targeting developers. And according to Kaspersky, guys, what attackers are doing is they are creating legitimate looking projects such as, let's say, Telegram bots or Bitcoin wallets. But here's the catch, guys. They do actually contain malware to steal browsing history, crypto wallet data, and they also replace copied wallet addresses. And in this GitVenom project, guys, stolen data including passwords and banking details is actually sent via Telegram. And most infections, guys, now have been found in Russia, Brazil and Turkey as well. And Kaspersky urges caution when using third-party codes. Meanwhile, guys, Microsoft has also recently warned about a new malware, that is XDSSET. And this particular malware, guys, is a variant targeting crypto wallets on Apple, Mac OS devices, and they're doing that to infected Xcode projects. Now let me do one thing, guys. Let me go ahead and try to break it down at a technical level, because this particular GitVenom campaign, guys, employs several techniques to deceive users. And the first one is, which I briefly talked about, is regarding fake repositories. And what attackers are essentially doing is they are creating hundreds of repositories with seemingly useful projects, and they're using SEO tactics, that is search engine optimization tactics, and they're using excessive tags and faking commit history to enhance credibility. And regarding malicious payloads, guys, depending on the programming language that is used, that is, let's say, Python, Java or C++, malware is hidden in various ways, such as encoding in long type characters in Python scripts, which decrypt and execute secondary malicious scripts. And regarding data theft, guys, the malware is stealing browsing history, crypto wallet data, passwords and banking details, and then they are sending this, as I mentioned earlier, via Telegram. Now, particularly concerning feature, guys, is that they have the ability to hijack clipboard data as well, replacing copied wallet addresses, and then, guys, any funds that you receive will automatically be redirected to the new public address. So this is definitely a clever, notorious way, isn't it? And when you talk about the global reach of this, guys, as I mentioned earlier, these infections are in Russia, Brazil, as well as Turkey as well. But the campaign looks like it is observed worldwide too, and it is indicating a broad potential impact. So what I want to do is, guys, I want to go ahead and share some tips on ways how you can protect your cryptocurrencies. And the first and probably the most important thing, guys, is verify repository credibility. And before downloading anything, guys, make sure you go ahead and check the repository number of stars, age, and contributors account as well. And it's so important to understand, guys, repositories with few stars, recent creation dates, and minimal activities are instant red flags, isn't it? For example, guys, a repository created 3 days ago with 1 star is extremely likely to be suspicious, and this is something which happens in Instagram as well, isn't it? Let's say if you get any notorious message, what you need to do is you need to go ahead and check how many followers they have and when was the account created, and you'd be surprised, guys, most of them are just recently created. Now the next suggestion, guys, I'd like to say is that you need to analyze the code before using it. And what you need to do is, guys, you need to review and understand the code especially from unfamiliar sources, and you need to do this to avoid hidden malware. So you need to be extra cautious with projects handling sensitive data like cryptocurrency wallets, as campaigns such as GitVenom can easily replace copied addresses, potentially redirecting the funds as well. And also guys, it's needless to say that you need to use antivirus software as well. And more importantly, regularly update antivirus software on all devices, including computers and smartphones as well. And that way you'll be in a better position to detect and block any threats. And this guys is extremely crucial for both GitVenom as well as the other malware that is identified by Microsoft, that is XCSSAT. And there are tools like Kaspersky Premium that do offer comprehensive protection. But look guys, the most important thing is be cautious with whatever you're downloading, and it's needless to say guys, avoid downloading code from suspicious links or unverified websites. Only use trusted sources to minimize the risk of infection, especially for GitHub repositories that are shared in chats or suspicious channels as well. So look guys, make sure that you regularly update your operating system, browser and development tools to patch vulnerabilities. This is particularly important for Mac users because they are the ones who are facing XCSSAT threats, and the latest updates can identify them as well. And also guys, it is really important to note, a lot of the attackers now are also using AI tools to generate convincing readme.md files, and they are making fake repositories appear legitimate as well. So traditional indicators like well-designed documentation may no longer be reliable. So let me know guys, what are your thoughts regarding this, and if you do have any points that you want to add, mention them in the comments below, or even drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now guys, let's go and discuss another unfortunate news, and this is connected to Pump.fun. An online detective, Zach XBT guys, has warned users to avoid links from hacked Pump.fun social media accounts. And what he actually did guys, he has actually linked the breach to previous hacks of Jupiter DAO, which did actually take place earlier this month, and also DocWave CoinX account, which did actually take place in November of last year. Now so far as Zach XBD is concerned guys, he was helpful in identifying the Lazarus group to Arkham Intelligence as well. Now regarding this particular social media hack on Pump.fun guys, he did actually clarify that the project's team was definitely not at fault. So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, if you do want to go ahead and find out more information regarding this, follow Zach XBD via Telegram, and the link to his channel is in the show notes below. Now look guys, hacks and attacks such as this is definitely not good for the cryptocurrency space, isn't it? And the Pump.fun team guys, they've also confirmed this hack, and they are working on restoring the account. Now regarding the post that is going on regarding Pump.fun guys, it is part of a wave of social media hacks promoting fake tokens, so we definitely need to be aware of this guys. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news all the way from India. And CBI guys, that is Central Bureau of Investigation, they are conducting nationwide raids in connection with Gain Bitcoin scam, which defrauded 8,000 investors of $75.8 million. Now $75.8 million guys, if you actually convert it in India, it is a ridiculously large amount, and this particular scam guys did actually turn out to be a complete Ponzi scheme, which was actually run by Amit and Vivek Bharadwaj, and they promised 10% monthly Bitcoin returns, but they misused investors' funds, and both the brothers guys were arrested in 2017, and Amit Bharadwaj did actually pass away in 2022. But look guys, authorities in India, that is CBI, are continuing to investigate and pursue everyone who is involved in this. And as I mentioned earlier guys, I'm pretty much sure there will be a Bollywood movie regarding this, so definitely keep an eye on a Bollywood movie that talks about Gain Bitcoin scam. So these were the news guys on the Bitcoin cryptocurrency blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, and both the news guys are connected to artificial intelligence. Let's kickstart by talking about the news regarding Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia CQR guys, they have raised $3 million to scale AI capabilities, and the funding guys was led by Shahrukh, which is a prominent regional investment firm. And regarding this company, that is CQR, it was founded in 2023 by Nasir Al-Dosari, and CQR guys focuses on AI-driven cybersecurity solutions. Now regarding this investment guys, it will help CQR scale and enhance its AI capabilities, and CQR specializes in operational technology cybersecurity for critical infrastructure, and their targets include oil, gas, manufacturing, power plants and smart cities. And CQR guys shifts OT security from service-based models to scalable, product-based solutions, and it approaches AI for threat detection, risk scoring and automated responses. And CQR guys aims to eliminate downtime risk and ensure regulatory compliance, and the company's flagship product addresses complex OT security needs as well. And the CEO guys emphasizes innovative, accessible OT security solutions, and cyber threat to OT environments are rising, isn't it? And it is driven by nation-state actors and criminals, and we know what is going on with Bybit as well, isn't it? And it's going to be really interesting to see what role CQR will play in this. And regarding this news, guys, a single OT cyber attack can lead to a major financial and security consequences, and the CQR's team, guys, has a really strong expertise from Aramco, Dragos, and other OT security firms. Now, this particular news, guys, aligns with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 focus on cybersecurity sovereignty, isn't it? So definitely positive news. And CQR looks like it is positioning itself as a key partner for government and industry giants. So definitely interesting news. Now the next news, guys, I'm going to be talking about is connected between United Arab Emirates and Italy, and they have signed 3 investment memoranda. And this is to facilitate cooperation in pharmaceuticals, minerals, data centers, and artificial intelligence. So let me very briefly run through this news, guys, because the UAE Ministry of Investment, they signed 3 memorandum of understanding with Italy on February 24th, and this was done in Abu Dhabi. And the agreement, guys, focuses on pharmaceuticals, minerals, and data centers, and this is done with AI cooperation. Now the memorandum of understanding, guys, builds on prior UAE-Italy agreement, which is from 1984 and 1995, and so far as the pharmaceutical memorandum of understanding is concerned, it enhances healthcare, biotech, and drug development collaboration as well, and it includes tech transfer, vaccine production, and research and development in oncology and other areas, and rare diseases. Now this particular partnership, guys, aims to commercialize innovative medicines using artificial intelligence and tech integration, and the Minerals Memorandum of Understanding is a 5-year deal promoting sustainability mining and mineral processing, and it does involve investment opportunities, training, and responsible governance in mineral sector. Now regarding the data center for artificial intelligence, guys, the Memorandum of Understanding does actually boost digital infrastructure and reciprocal investment, and it targets up to 2 gigawatts of green data center capacity and virtual data embassies as well. And UAE firms that is MGX, G42, and Casma, guys, plus Italy's E&I will lead the data center development. Definitely an interesting news, isn't it? And this particular collaboration, guys, includes cloud service expansion and AI talent upskilling. And UAE Minister Al-Suwadi, guys, highlighted sustainable growth and strategic partnership. An Italian minister also has emphasized mutual expertise in cutting-edge industries. Now regarding this healthy relationship between UAE and Italy, guys, over 600 Italian companies operate in UAE, and they're definitely strengthening economic ties. And regarding the Memorandum of Understanding, guys, it does actually align with UAE's AI vision, including a recent France partnership with MGX and G42 as well. So things are definitely looking good for United Arab Emirates, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, over the next coming months, UAE will be having some positive partnership with United States of America as well. So I'm hoping that 2025 is the year where even the price of Bitcoin reaches a new all-time high once again. So things are definitely looking good in the next coming months. So these were the news, guys, on the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Mark who asks, should more companies follow MicroStrategy and GameStop in holding Bitcoin as a treasury asset? Why and why not? This, to be honest, Marcus, is such a brilliant question. So let me go ahead and give you the positives to it, and then let me go ahead and share why companies should not be doing this. If you look at your first part of your question, that is, should more companies follow MicroStrategy and GameStop in holding Bitcoin as a treasury asset, the clear-cut answer should be yes. I do feel that more companies should consider holding Bitcoin as a treasury asset. But listen, Mark, they need to do with a lot of caution, because Marcos, unlike fiat currencies that lose value due to inflation, Bitcoin has a fixed supply in it, and this does make it a strong store of value over the long-term period, and that is exactly what MicroStrategy is aiming for. And MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holding does actually reflect confidence in a scarcity-driven price appreciation. And Mark, now when you talk about companies, it is good to have a diversified portfolio, isn't it? And Bitcoin does actually provide an alternative to traditional assets, be it, let's say, cash or bonds. And with its growing adoption and institutional interest, Bitcoin does remain highly liquid that companies can convert back to cash when needed, and the whole narrative has completely changed because of BlackRock getting into the game. And look, right now we can make an argument, Mark, that we are still in the earlier stages, and we can still talk about first mover advantage, and companies that integrate Bitcoin early like MicroStrategy and even Tesla for that matter, Mark, have positioned themselves ahead of the competition in a shifting financial landscape, and GameStop exploring Bitcoin could actually set a precedent for the gaming industries as well. Now look, these are some of the positive sides, but if you look at the later part of your question as to why not, there are a lot of risks associated as well as in it, and the first thing I can think of is volatility, cause look, little over 2 weeks ago, the price of Bitcoin was around the $118,000 mark. Today market is down to $83,000. So keeping that thing in mind, I do feel that Bitcoin's price swings can dramatically impact balance sheets, and a 20% drop could actually mean billions in unrealized losses, which a lot of CFOs might reconsider. And also, Mark, when you talk about Bitcoin, there's still regulatory uncertainty, isn't it? And governments all over the world are still shaping Bitcoin policies, and who's to say what the future regulations will be? You never know, in the future there might be stricter taxation, and that could create compliance challenges for companies holding Bitcoin. Another reason why I can think of not having Bitcoin on your balance sheet is because of accounting complications, Mark. Because look, Bitcoin at this point of time is still classified as an intangible asset, and this is under GAAP, meaning that the losses must be reported even if the prices rebound later. And this, to be honest, Mark, does actually discourage some firms from adding Bitcoin to their books. So it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of an approach do they actually take. Now look, Bitcoin as a treasury asset does make a lot of sense for companies willing to accept volatility and regulatory risk in exchange for, let's say, potential long-term gains. However, Mark, a hybrid approach may be ideal, that is, let's say, holding a portion of the cash reserves in Bitcoin while at the same time maintaining liquidity in fiat as well. But let me know what is your thoughts regarding this. But definitely an interesting question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the browser Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. We also look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.